Hey everyone, RJ here with CB Tech. How's everyone doing tonight? Just started the stream. Going to give it a minute or two for everybody to pop in. Who's going to pop in tonight? I know it's kind of last minute. I just sent out a tweet and all that kind of good stuff. So I can't see the screen to display, so I can't cause some phones when you're wearing these specific type of sunglasses that are prescription. Some phones, when it's turned sideways, the screen blacks out. I can barely see the screen at all. So I was kind of just having to move around a little bit to see the screen. So I apologize for that. Hope it's not too bright or too dim. But yeah, using a different phone tonight because just because I know something that I was going to say. Oh, because it's actually a really good phone to stream on. Battery life, phone may get too hot. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it looks pretty good here on my end. So let me know. Let me know how the quality looks, and I sure would appreciate it. Thank y'all for the 8 just joined in. I know Wednesday nights not the best time to live stream apparently. Um, but yeah, streaming from my phone. I do not use Hangouts, nothing like that. I did buy a webcam and all that kind of setup to do Hangouts. However, that's whenever my internet dropped off, where I was not able to pull the speeds I needed to go live from Hangouts, and now Hangouts is going away. So yeah. So thank you for everyone joining in. Bulldogs Games. What's going on? What's up, Matt Tech Review? Javon Sin. What's up, Mikey Tech Review? What's up, Tech Wiz? Storm 92. What's going on? Um, Jessica Foe, how you doing? Um, Elijah Peterson said you listen to church. What do you mean? You mean did I go tonight? Yes. Um, hey Shay Kennedy, how you doing? Alexander, interesting videos. What's going on? What's up, Jose Perez? What's going on? Hey Karen Denny, how you doing? Yeah, I just was talking about that there, Mikey Tech, about hangouts ending after midnight. What's up, Legendary Tech? What's up, Kenneth Marlin? Mike V, how's it going? I have some fortunate news. My iPhone 10R has died. Has died, really. I was doing software update to I was 12.4 and it didn't come back on. I took it back to the store. They did not have any more iPhone 10Rs. Oh, man. I updated my iPhone 6S to 12.4 with no problems. Man, but the 10R, man, oh. Kenneth said just got home from work. Awesome. What's up, T Wayne? What's up, T Wayne? Man, how you been? Oh, you got a Galaxy S10. All right. Which one do you like better, the S10 or the iPhone 10R? King of Tech Deals. What's up, man? What's going on? Got the humidity power, didn't like it, so gave it to the wife. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, I got the humidity A5 Pro. Paid a $130 for it. It's a decent phone. If you have the F1, there's really no use of buying the A5 Pro, in my personal opinion. But if you want to save $70, then yeah, it's a great phone. I have an iPhone 8. I can send you if you want it. All it needs is a battery replaced by Apple. Hey, that's what's up. I got an e-liquid today called Muffin Man from One Hit Wonder. And oh my, it tastes like a freshly baked apple pie. Like, e-liquid. Okay, gotcha. What's up, Luke Tech Gaming? Just came to say hello. Got it. All right. Thanks for stopping by there, Luke Tech Gaming. I'm getting the Motorola E5 Plus soon. What is the biggest pro and con of it? Simple solution. Switch to Android. The biggest pro. God, it's been a while since I've used my E5 Pro. Well, I never had an E5 Plus. I'm thinking about the E4 Plus. The E5 Plus, I've never owned it. I've only owned the E5 and the E5 Play, so I can't help you with that. In NZ Alpha, should I buy a Galaxy J7 Crown? J7 Crown's a good phone. It's been out for a little while now. I'm kind of expecting them to maybe release a newer version, but if they're doing away with the J7s, then you may never see another J7. I'm really not sure what they're going to replace it with. The J7 is just your basic phone. Okay, I had the phone. I used it for months. I sold it. I sold it to someone. They've been using it like crazy with no issues. The only issue that they've told me is that after a long time of usage, especially if you're working outside with it, is that the sound quality through the speaker deteriorates over time. That's what I'm hearing. But just for average use, it was a pretty solid phone. Had the same processor as the Galaxy A6, which was a higher mid-range Galaxy series phone. So yeah, RAM was kind of low, but it done very well. So J7 Crown, you can get it for a good price. I still would say this is a good phone to get. Bulldogs gives us S10. I love it so far. It's amazing. I do not like tablets. No, I do not like tablets. Yeah, the A5 Pro was sold out on Amazon like that. It's sold out quick. Whenever I got on Amazon, I seen they had plenty of the black and plenty of the breathing crystal. So, because I ordered it when I first seen it, I ordered it, and then the next day they had one black one left, and they still had some of the breathing crystal. And when I went back to look at it again, they were all gone. I was going to put a link in the description on Amazon. I wasn't getting paid for it. I'm not affiliated or whatever to it. I was going to leave a link for it in the description. I went to look for it. It wasn't there. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Good, man. Hit me up sometime. I got some things to talk to you about and need your opinion. Keep up the good work. All right. Thank you. I'll do that, man. Hit me up on Twitter sometime. And yeah, we'll definitely talk, man. Thank you, man. Keep up the good work on YouTube, like the vids. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, bro. How much does the A10E cost at Boost Mobile Store? I'm not sure what they cost at Boost Mobile stores because I don't really frequent Cricket stores, Boost stores, Metro stores. Hardly ever go in unless I'm porting out, and that's usually at Metro. I know that Walmart is selling the A10E for $99. I seen it at Walmart tonight. They're selling the A10E for $99. But at Boost Mobile Store, the retail price, I'm not sure about port-ins or upgrades. I don't go into the stores, so honestly, I don't want to give you the wrong information. But I know if you go to Walmart, in most Boost Mobile stores, if you're going in there to buy one straight out, you're screwed. If there's something wrong with it or you don't like it, it's not like Metro where they give you 7 days or 60 minutes of talk time to return it in. Most Boost Mobile stores, once you buy it, you're stuck with it. So Walmart, if you buy it for $99, you get 14 days to return it if you don't like it. Yeah, King of Tech Deals just said it, $99 at Walmart. If you want the iPhone 8, just message me on Twitter. S10 or iPhone 10s or Pixel 3a, which one should I get? Well, since I've never used the S10 or iPhone 10s, I can't say. I've had the Pixel 3a XL for going on 2 months now, or close to 2 months now, and it's been a fantastic experience. I'm not using it tonight. This is the first time in a long time that I took the SIM card out of the Pixel and I put it in my blue Vivo 11. Just because I wanted to switch up a little bit. Of course, you're going to pay a whole lot more money for the 10s or the S10. So if it's a price thing, I would say the 3A, definitely. What's up, Tech Rants? What's going on? But if you want all the gadgets and all that kind of stuff, then of course the S10 or the 10s. It's good to see you too, Tech Rants. Like this vape juice is amazing, probably the best I've had. Okay, cool. Are we going to be getting the Galaxy A20 for Metro or Boost Mobile? We got to see about that. We got to see about that. Sup, Xander Renton? Resale value. How you doing? E5 is about the same, so please tell me the pros and cons of the E5. I personally did not like the E5. I had it for Total Wireless. Yeah, Total Wireless E5. It was underpowered. The cameras were okay, but not the greatest. The screen looked amazing. The screen looked really good for 720. The speaker quality is, of course, front facing out of the receiver, so the speaker sounds okay. But as far as everyday performance, if you're going to be using it kind of heavy, if it's got the same RAM and the same processor as the E5, you might get fed up with it pretty quick, unless you're going to just use it just for very, very minimal use. Loretta Martin, hey, how you doing? Thank you for joining in. So I'm seeing a few newer names. Thank y'all for joining. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I appreciate it. The Umidigi X. God, I don't. When is it releasing? When is it releasing? I'm curious. 11-year-old wanted an iPhone, so I got him the 7 Plus. Do you like it? Never had an iPhone 7 Plus either. I've had an iPhone 7, and honestly, to me, it was no different than the iPhone 6S. However, in the 7 Plus, you got dual cameras, you got stereo speakers, you have extra RAM. So that, of course, is going to outdo the 7 or the 6S or 6S Plus. So the 7 was a good phone, so I'm guessing the 7S was just, or 7 Plus was just as good. Jasmine Brown says, hey, I seen you in Jay Will's live stream. Yeah, I was in his live stream yesterday. Sure was. What's up, Isaac Diaz? What's going on? Samsung is replacing the J series with the A series, lowest affordable. Well, honestly, some of the A series are cheap. Some of the A series are not so cheap. Go to the A80, pay $600. That's not specifically cheap, but yeah. I know who you are, T Wayne. I know exactly who you are, Brian. Who's that behind you? I don't know. Let me already get out and ask him who's behind me. I don't know. $100 retail for A10E at Metro. Okay. Probably free in the port in. No Metro. Big John, tech reviews. Good evening to you. How are you doing? Get S10 obvious. Well, yeah, get the S10 obvious if you want to spend the money for it, and if you're planning on, really using it really heavily, and if you can justify spending the money for an S10, then yeah, I mean, of course, it's going to outperform, but Mill Hustles, what's up, man? I don't think Boost will be available at Walmart too much longer since the merger. I know. I was kind of thinking the same thing, man. 28 likes, 28 watching, 11 likes. Try to smash that like button. I'd surely appreciate it. Thank y'all. RJA, what's up? What's up? Roderick Burden, what's up? I heard if you contact Samsung smirking, they're sending. I heard if you contact Samsung smirking, they are sending out Note 10 review units. If you're interested, find that out on TK Total Text live stream. Samsung would laugh at me for one. I hit up Samsung a little while back over and over and over and over. I was bugging the crap out of Samsung and I never got a response. So yeah, they ain't gonna blink an eye at me. I mean, my channel is slowing down a lot. My subscriber count per 28 days went from like 650 to 700 a month down to like 300 and something a month. So my subscriber count base is dropping like a wildfire. My channel has got a little thin pulse right now, and it's just very slow. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. Is my days numbered on here? I don't know. Hey Ben Rose, how you been? I'd get, believe it or not, a Pixel 3a just for the savings versus S10 10s. Yes, I agree with you, man. The iPhone, I mean the Pixel 3a XL, I've used it. Now y'all know that I switch SIM cards, or I did switch SIM cards every day in phones. I was never satisfied with using one phone. I've only took the SIM card out of my Pixel because my main SIM card is Total Wireless. I've only took it out of my Pixel twice since I've got it, and that was just to review and unbox and test out other products. But the SIM card, I mean, the SIM card right now is in my blue phone from Total Wireless. Tonight when I get home, it's coming out of here, going back into Pixel. So, yeah. Now, tonight's stream, I am using, if y'all remember, I am using the Luna TG L800S. I know everybody always complimented how good the stream looked on the Luna TG L800S. And that's what I'm streaming on tonight. However, this phone's battery is not the greatest. This phone's about 3 or 4 years old. And it was a major hit over in Korea. And if you plug in the charger while you're streaming, the phone will fry an egg. So, yeah, I'm not sure how long the stream will be tonight. I'll stream as long as I possibly can, but yeah, the battery's probably draining pretty good right now. But anyway, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. Like I say in every video, I know that I'm behind in comments already. I read every comment individually. Y'all know I answer every comment that I possibly can. I answer every comment that I possibly can answer in the order that they come in. So I will answer that question, and then I will get to your comment momentarily. If I got something to throw in the meantime, then I will get to your comment momentarily. So just sit back, relax, and listen to me talk about and answer questions, and I'll get to your question as soon as possible. The A20 is free on port at Metro. Yes, I've seen where the A20 is free. That's a good deal. See, that's where Metro is really killing it right now, is in the port ends. Because honestly, T-Mobile service sucks for a lot of people. Now, not for everyone, but for a lot of people, Metro, T-Mobile, their service, as long as you're in a bigger city, you're fine. If you get to the fringe areas or out in the country, you're screwed, pretty much. But they make up for that by giving away free phones, and most people are going to be like, well, hey, I can go to Metro and get the A20 for free, in a port in, but if I go to Cricket or somewhere else, I want to pay $200 for the phone. And while I do not recommend AT&T or Cricket, because I just do not like AT&T whatsoever, they do have better service and more rural areas as opposed to T-Mobile. But that's where Metro, in my opinion, gets most of their sales, is because people want the phone deals. I don't blame them. All right, Alexander, thank you for joining in. What's up, Let's Take 47? What's going on, man? New E6 Motorola to me looks like a disappointment. I don't know what Motorola's doing. The G7s were great phones, in my personal opinion. The E6, the design is different, which is I've not really seen the phone in a whole, but I have seen little screen grabs of it, but I've not really seen it like in person. But 2 gigabytes of RAM, storage is 16 gigs, running a 400 and some series processor, and charging $150 for it. To me is just another waste. I'm just gonna be real with y'all tonight. I'm not gonna cook nothing or sure. I'm just gonna be real and say what's on my mind and whatever I feel about it. And to me, Moto E6 is gonna be just another one of those phones that they're putting out, that they're going to give it a newer version of Android. They're not really going to change a whole lot, and they're going to charge you $150 mainly for an update. I don't know what it all entails, with that phone. But yeah, anyway, I'm getting the E5 Plus, so I'm not worried. Okay, well, hey, what I may not like, you may love, and vice versa. So I mean, everybody has their own differences in phones. Um, Javon Sims says August 5th. August 5th for what? I subbed you. Thank you, Loretta Martin. Thank you. Shout out to Loretta Martin for subscribing. Thank you so much. Resale value says, do you think it's worth buying an iPod Touch 7th Gen? No. The reason why I say no, in my opinion, is because you're going to pay over $200 for a new iPod. Just pay $149 on Straight Talk by an iPhone 6S. You ain't got to activate it, but if you ever wanted to, you could. $149 for a 32 gigabyte iPhone 6S for 149 bucks. Why not? I do have the E5 Supra. I do highly recommend it. Oh, that E5 Plus, my bad. I had a brain fart there. I was like the E5 Plus, E5 Plus. I've heard the E5 Plus is a great phone, but don't take my word for it. I never owned one. But yeah, when I heard the E5 Super, I'm like, oh yeah, the E5 Plus. E5 Plus is better than the E5, believe me. I mean, it may not be that much better in the processing department, but it has more RAM and it has better cameras and it's just an overall better phone. So yeah, the E5 Plus is better than the E5. Um, excited about the 6-inch display from 5-inch. S10 is amazing if you can afford it. I highly recommend it. Smash that like button, peeps. Thank you. Let's take 47. Appreciate it. What's up, TSB? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay tonight. But would you ever try Dish Network? My personal no. I have DirecTV. So probably I would not try Dish Network, to be honest. I'm already set up through DirecTV. RJA says, so that's nice to see you here. 12th light. Thank you, TSB. I would go with the Moto E6 over the E5 Super. That I wouldn't. You're getting less RAM. You're getting less storage. On the E6, I would not recommend it over the E5 Supra. What's up, David B? Hey, Rose Jane. It's been a long time. I'm glad to see you in the stream. On the J2 Pure on Cricket, S9 Plus is on the charger. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, the specs are worse on the E6. As far as the E series goes, Motorola hasn't made anything worth picking up after the E4. I agree with you, Mill Hustles. Absolutely. The E4, I mean, I brag on the E4 so much. The E4, you can buy it on the Verizon network, buy it at Walmart, pay $40 for it, get on eBay, pay $2, get it unlocked, use it on any carrier. Had a HD display, fingerprint scanner, a decent battery, decent cameras, decent everything, and I still use it to this day. At times, it costs $40 plus $2 to unlock it, and I can use it on T-Mobile, AT&T. Not sure about Sprint. I haven't tried Sprint, but yeah, and that was awesome. But then they made yeah. I wish the G series had better cameras. I agree with you on that, Mill Hustles. I do agree because the G7, the cameras just was lacking a little bit. I guess they saved good cameras for the X and Z series. Yeah, most likely. Would you ever consider having someone on your live stream with you? I'm trying to get into it and want to see how it was. Well, see, here's the thing. That was possible through Google Hangouts. But Google Hangouts has been shut down as of midnight. So I'm not sure what's going to take its place on being able to live stream and have people on your live stream anymore. Not really sure how it's going to work out now. So yeah, thank y'all for the 40 watching and 20 something likes, 21 likes. Thank y'all so much. What's your favorite TV show? I got several. I'm a big Walking Dead fan. Um, there's several more that right now is just escaping me right now at the moment. What's up, Jarco and 123? What's up? I'm not a Google Pixel fanboy. No, I just like the phone. I mean, you like a phone, you use the phone, you like it. I mean, no, I wouldn't call myself a fanboy. I just like the phone. That's just like anybody that likes their phone, you know? No, I do not like anime. No. Yes, SpongeBob the best anime of all time. I don't know about all that. The AT&E retail value is $169. Upgrade price is $119, and new line is $20. It does not retail for $100. Jarco and 123 with a $1.99 donation. Shout out to Jarco and 123. Thank you for that donation, man. I appreciate that tons. I do not watch Disney Channel. Justin Bosman, I do not watch Disney Channel. What's the funniest thing that ever happened to you? Oh goodness, there's just way too many things to list. Hangouts is only going to work for business, kind of like Google Plus. There's an alternative out already for it. I think it's called StreamYard. So that's something else we gotta learn how to use. Since Google can't leave anything alone. And I have no idea who just texted me. Hopefully the merger with Sprint will make the coverage better, RJ. I hope so too. See, everybody's saying, oh, T-Mobile Sprint merger, it's going to help out Sprint. Well, truth be told, in a lot of places, it's going to help out T-Mobile because there's a lot of places that Sprint's got service that T-Mobile can't touch. North Carolina. Okay, North Carolina. I'm using my state. I've been all over this state, and overall, Sprint has better coverage than T-Mobile. I've been areas where I've drove 50 miles and had great service with Boost Mobile, but for the whole 50-mile trip, had no service on T-Mobile. So if they combine towers and make the CDMA towers for Sprint, make them GSM to work on T-Mobile, it's not going to only help out T-Mobile or it's not going to only help out Sprint like everybody that says it's going to help out. It's going to help out T-Mobile customers as well because there's a lot of places T-Mobile don't have coverage. I mean, everybody that says T-Mobile is the greatest must live in a big city and never leave the city or never leave the main highway. I mean, I'm just going by my experience from what I've seen in my state. Everybody's different. Every state's different. I know that there are some states where it's blanketed with coverage on T-Mobile, and that's awesome. There's also some states that's dominant with Sprint over T-Mobile. So it's going to be, a good thing for both if they do it that way. Anyway, with this merger, they are trying to fix rural America and people who live in the sticks to promise you a better network coverage. Sprint works better in the sticks than T-Mobile. I've been places in the middle of nowhere. I mean, Nowheresville. If there was a place called Nowheresville, I've been in it, and I've had Sprint coverage. Not Roman coverage, Sprint coverage. T-Mobile has none, of course. Once you get out of the city limits, you get into the country, little waves and trees around you, T-Mobile goes bye-bye. But that just like I said, all depends on where you live. You might live in an area where even in rural areas, you get full T-Mobile coverage. I'm not bashing T-Mobile. I'm just saying T-Mobile is so focused on everything else. They're not really focusing on rural areas. Anyway, do you still use the Xbox One S? Yes, I do. I don't like AT&T, but I'd pick them over T-Mobile because of coverage. Metro keep their free phones. LOL. Yeah. I don't like AT&T because I know they're removing towers in rural areas, and all this talk about, lower populations, well, everybody needs coverage. I mean, if AT&T is pulling out of rural areas, Verizon is just sitting back like, yeah, we got it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Sprint is, a bit spotty. Sprint does good in rural areas for voice calls. LTE, not so much, but for voice calls, they're strong. There's been areas where I've been in a whiteout map, no coverage at all, and held a phone call. No problems, clear as a bell. But when AT&T is removing towers in rural areas, Verizon's sitting back saying, "All right, go ahead." You know what I'm saying? So, um, Little Hustles, aka Magic Track Review. Is LeBron James the best basketball? I don't watch NBA. I watch NCAA. I watch college hoops, but I don't watch NBA. Hulk or Iron Man? What's better? A lot of these and or questions tonight. I like Iron Man better. I haven't seen your channel in a good while, CV. What carrier do you use on your main phone? Total Wireless. Total Wireless, I still have better SIM. Better SIM is on T-Mobile, which is what's in the Luna TGL800S right now. A little tip for you. You port a Google Voice number to Metro. I got my Cool Pad that way. LOL. The Cool Pad Legacy is a great phone. Okay. Now, before anybody starts saying you're bashing the Stylo 5 for having a 450 processor, 3 gigabytes of RAM, blah blah blah, so forth, so on. $250 or close to it. You might as well say $250 with tax or whatever the case may be. But you're giving the Cool Pad Legacy a pass with the same processor, the same RAM, the same storage. But you got to look at it. Cool Pad has brought out some crappy phones in the past. Crappy phones. The Legacy was a game changer, in my opinion. And the phone you can buy for $100. And it's stock Android. And to me, the processing power of the 450 feels more powerful in the Legacy than it did in the Stylo 4. And I've not used the Stylo 5 yet, but whenever it's got the same UI, it has the same processor, the same RAM, and the same storage, it's going to function the same. I don't care if it did get Android Pie. You're pretty much paying $250 with tax for a software update. That's about really all. It's really about all you got in the Stylo 5. I know I'm gonna get hate for that, but I don't care. The Stylo 4 used it for 2 weeks, started lagging, and yeah, it was an awful experience. Cool Pad, however, I've had for over a month now, I want to say, and it works fantastic. No freezing, it just works great. Anyway, yeah, E6 sucks from what I've seen. 5.5-inch octa-core, 3,000 milliamp battery, very disappointing for Moto. Battery especially, but yeah, it does. Yeah, E6 is going to be just another one of them flops. Amanda D with a $2 donation. Shout out to Amanda D. Thank you for that so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Amanda D. I'll take a G7 Power over an E5 Plus. Oh, I would too. The G7 Optimo Max was a great phone. Battery lasted days. Or you can get an iPhone 7 cheap. iPhone 7 ain't that cheap. If you go to Straight Talk, the 6S is $149. The 7 is $300. And honestly, stereo speakers being the main difference, there's no difference in performance. Now, between the 6S and the 7, performance is the same. RAM is the same, depending on the storage, on where you buy it from, can vary. You get stereo speakers. The cameras are the same quality that I seen. So is it really worth paying double? I don't think so. Now the 7, like I said, now the 7 Plus, dual cameras, more RAM, bigger, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that adds up. But anyway, um, yeah, if a customer gets good coverage, they steal Metro. Exactly. I mean, if you live in the city most of the time, Metro, T-Mobile, you're gonna be fine. Josh, the Sixers fan, says keep up the great work, CV Tech. Thank you, Josh, the Sixers fan. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I'm seeing some new names tonight. So thank y'all all for joining in here. 38 watching, it says. 23 likes. Thank y'all so much. If you ain't subscribed, be sure to subscribe with that bell notifications. Because a lot of times I get a lot of questions. And I may start doing this here. I may get a list of the comments and just do a live stream sometime answering those questions. That's why I'm like, please subscribe. And in my videos, I'm like, subscribe, hit that bell, because I may answer a question in a live stream that I may not answer, because sometimes comments get buried. Sometimes if I'm not looking at it, if believe me, my phone is not in my hand 24/7. It's not. So I get a lot of comments, and a lot of them, they get buried, not because I'm meaning to, it's because I'm not around my phone 24 hours a day. And so if I get comments, I don't see them. It may not get answered until like a month later, whenever I'm really going through the comments. So yeah, wanted to just kind of throw that out there. I have no idea how far behind I am right now in comments. Not too far behind. Well, maybe I am. Maybe I am. Let's see, where was I at? What's up, Chris Stevenson? What's up, man? What's the better phone? G7 Power, Supra, Optimo Max, or T-Mobile Reveler? Are they calling it the Reveler? They're the same phone. they're the same phone. Yes, I've heard of that ridiculous Royal Flex Pi. Yes, I've heard of it. I have DirecTV too, but my dad pays for it, so I get free TV, says Chris Stevenson. iPhone 7, $50 on a port in if someone interested in an iPhone. Wow, where is the $50 for a port in, TSB? Chris says he's loving his 10S Max. The J2 Pure is a good phone if you're a basic smartphone user. Yeah, absolutely. Visible hit me up. Visible sent me a SIM card, but a lot of terms and stuff that we discussed, it's a mess right now. So therefore, I have not tried their service out or reviewed it or anything. But I got a SIM card. I guess it's got service on it. I don't know if it does or not. But if they get their act together and their stuff straight, maybe I will review their products that they sent me. Nico here. Got myself a Samsung Galaxy 5 in April, so I've been trying to find the best way to disable the camera shutter recording sound. I've looked it up, and they say to route your phone to get another cam app. Okay, I'm not really sure, honestly, about that whole disable shutter sound. I know some phones has got it, some phones don't. My Moto G7 Power is a great phone. I use it with visible service, and the battery lasts almost 3 days. Yes, I got 4 days on a charge. That was with light usage, like 7 hours. 7 hours of screen on time for 4 days is pretty freaking good. So yeah, the G7 Power is no joke when it comes to battery life. What happened to Magic Tech? I don't know. I haven't heard from him in a while. So I really don't know, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know, Chris. I have no idea, man. I honestly don't have any idea. I should have figured Metro PCS for that port in deal, because at the end of last year they had the iPhone 6s for free, well, $50, and then the free AirPods. And then after that deal went off, then they gave the phone for free in the port in. So that's a good price. iPhone 7, $50 on the port in. You can walk into a Metro store, port your number over, pay for the, which of course now there's a lot more fees and a lot more crap you got to deal with Metro now than you used to, but still, you can go pay $50 for the phone, $60 for the plan, activation or whatever, taxes, and you can probably leave the store for under $150 for an iPhone 7, which is not bad at all. You should start reviewing smartwatches. I'm really not into smartwatches, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm really not into smartwatches. Bulldog, Bulldog says, I hate my phone. I have a little smash G4 Play. G4 Play. I remember G4. I remember the G4 Play. I reckon T-Mobile and Sprint, they'll mutually help each other in the long run. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I got it. I got the text. There, T Wayne. I got the text. What is going to be replacing Google Hangouts for live streams is called StreamYard. Okay. I get full signal with Verizon at my house, and I'm 4 miles from the cell tower. My speeds aren't that fast. Well, of course they're not. If you're that far away, it ain't gonna be that fast. Will they make a PlayStation 5? And is Sony a good company because they still make movies? Of course, there's gonna be a PlayStation 5. It's supposed to release around the holidays of next year, 2020. I'm not a. I used to be a hardcore PS fan. Had a PS1, PS2, PS3. When I got an Xbox One S, I never looked back. I never looked back. I'm like, goodbye PlayStation, hello Xbox. When I got my One S, and this is like I said, coming from somebody who was diehard PlayStation. But when I got my Xbox One S, I was like, bye bye PlayStation, because Xbox is so much more open world. It's so much more free. It's not so bound up and tight as PlayStation and Sony. Dish Network is going to be allowed to use T-Mobile network for 3 years, while Dish is building out their network, and after 3 years, they have to pay up at 3.5 billion. Wow. Yeah, I seen your comment earlier, Nico. I can't disable my camera shutter recording sound on my Galaxy S5. I looked it up. I tried the APK file to supposed to silence nothing, and they say to route your. I honestly don't know what to do on that. I don't like to give advice about APK files, nothing like that. I don't know. I don't know. Um, what's good, what's not good, what's safe, what's not when it comes to APK files for camera stuff like that. You may want to try maybe like open camera on the Play Store. There's also another one called I think it's Camera FV and Cinema FV, which I have Cinema FV. I got the paid version of it, which is a really nice little camera app. I think you can disable all of that on there. They got light versions as well, but you won't get your full resolution of your photos unless you buy the full version. Even in cities, T-Mobile sometimes fails. Yes, I can go a mile up the road and lose service. Right now, I'm pulling probably 70, 80 down, 30 upload, full signal. I go up the road about a mile, mile and a half, and I'll lose service for like 2 or 3 miles in the middle of town. Middle of town. So yeah, they fail a lot. Right now, you're complaining CV Tech as of right now, T-Mobile service is not good, but when the merger goes fully, I'm not complaining. I'm just giving the facts. There's a difference. But yeah, I mean, Sprint's not very good in my immediate area where I live, and neither is T-Mobile. So I don't really see much of an improvement in my immediate area, even when the merger is complete. Anyway, SmackDown, yes, it's moving to Fox, yes. Operating processor is a Snapdragon 450 on the Solo 5. That's what I said. If I messed up, I'm sorry, but yeah, it has the same Snapdragon 450 It was in the Stylo 4, and it's the same one in the Stylo 5, the same as in the CorePad Legacy. But the Legacy seems to run better than the Stylo. I know what, unless I miss say something or something another, or if I'm not thinking at the moment and I say a different processor, I apologize for that. But if I said 450, then yeah, it's old. So yeah, it's the same phone. iPhone 7 is 49 on port at Metro RJ. The 6S dropped to 29.99 on port. I got my 6S for free back in January. I want to say it was of this year. So I got my 6S for free and I poured it in at Metro. I have no idea when it'll get 5G, and honestly, I don't care. I'm on prepaid, so I'll be the last person to get 5G anyway. Could you do a review on the LG K40? Ain't got to. I got the LG Solo. LG Solo is the same exact phone as the K40. Which I haven't unboxed on my channel. Of the LG Solo. The specs could be a bit different, but the phone is the same. Devontae Fox. So yeah, the LG K40 is the same phone as the LG Solo, which is already unboxed on my channel. They're different variants, but I want to say that the unlocked version is the same spec version as the unlocked K40 is the same specs as the Straight Talk / Total Wireless LG Solo. Same phone. iPhone port in is at $49.99. Yeah. Been wondering the same about MT. Yeah, I'm not sure. I have no idea, to be honest with you. I have no idea. LGGA is literally free on contract in Canada. Wow. The LGGA is so underrated. And y'all all know I'm not an LG fan, but that GA, yeah. Visible should cut the crap out. Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm doing what I can, man. Who here has a Motorola phone? Here, just curious. I got a Motorola phone, just not on me. What's up, Rob Dillard? After the stream tonight, I won't be able to. So yeah, after tonight, after the stream, I won't be able to tonight. Like I said, hit me up on Twitter or something, or do a text or whatever. Tomorrow or something, or later today. Well, it's already tomorrow. Because tonight after the stream, I'm gonna be tired. I'm gonna be ready to hit the house. So yeah, but definitely catch up, man. I heard that StreamYard is free, but there's going to be a large watermark on the side of every live stream unless you pay $10 for the. Yeah, I mean, like I say, Google can't leave nothing alone. Google had. Hangouts had its problems. It wasn't the smoothest. It had its little glitches, but it worked. People used it, and they're always doing something stupid. Google's always doing something stupid. They're always messing with something. They can't never leave anything alone. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. What other good Motorola phones are there for 100? None that I know of. The E5 Plus is a good phone for the price point. At that price point. 5G causes cancer. Yeah, it's going to cause more advanced, faster cancer than LTE. LG K40, in my opinion, is not a good phone on Metro or T-Mobile unless you get it free. Yeah, it had to be it had to be free. Huh. I sure wouldn't pay for it. I don't know much about the NVIDIA TVs, to be honest. I don't know. I don't really know nothing about TVs or smart TVs, nothing like that, really. So honestly, I can't help you out there. The Metro version of the K40 is basically a smaller Stylo 490. That's why. See, if y'all watched my LG Stylo thoughts and opinion video, I was holding up the LG Solo, which is a mini Stylo 5. It looks like a Stylo 5, but a smaller version without a stylus pen. It has, man, it's just sad, man. But the K40 has the same specs, almost the same specs, close to the same specs as the Stylo 4. I don't know. Moto E6, I don't recommend it. I've not used it, but according to all the motos I've used, from what it's sporting and the specs, and I always say specs are just specs, but whenever they really haven't improved it any, and you've had phones previously from the same company with the same specs, you can pretty much go ahead and say your thoughts because it is what it is. Right here it is, man. The the vape pens right here. I'm just going to say, CVT is just giving his opinions. What that is what he does on his channel. He is just saying his experience with different phones and yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all I do. Give my opinions and my thoughts. Cause when it comes to phones, everybody's going to have a different experience. When it comes to carriers, this is a big country, y'all. Everybody's experience is going to be completely different. Okay. T-Mobile for me would be the only reason why I got this better SIM, T-Mobile, is because of the price that I'm paying for it is dirt cheap, and I got voice over Wi-Fi if I want to use it, and I'm also got it and I'm keeping it active for these live streams that I do every once in a while because I don't have unlimited service on Total Wireless, and I've had this line for over a year. And plus, I got a lot of unlocked GSM phones that would be just paperweights if I did cancel the service. All right, you have a blessed night too, Javon Sims. Thank you for joining in. Rose Jane says, "Oh yeah, I remember you saying you bought an LG Stylo 5, I think." Kevin, I will get to see you on live stream. I'll shoot you. All right, sounds good, man. Also, I got an Xbox One S. Hey, that's what's up, man. Gotta play some games. Yeah, hit me up, man. For sure, hit me up. But you can get a G7 Power or a Samsung A20 free at a port at Metro. So the K40 isn't ain't even good there. Okay. Yeah, if you can get a G7 Power or the A20, don't buy a K40. I'm just being real. It's 11:38 for me, so I'm leaving. Thanks for the advice. God bless all day. All right, Bulldogs Games. God bless you as well. Thank you for joining in, and we'll talk to you next time. Also, thank y'all for the donations. For the ones who have donated, I appreciate it a lot. All the likes, 28 likes, 34 watching. Thank y'all so much. It's doing good so far. So, well, I hope it does good for you because I know that the Stylo 4, which is basically has the exact same specs as the Stylo 5. I mean, yes, the Boost version, the Straight Talk version, and the Metro version had 2 gigabytes of RAM, while Cricket had the 3 gigabytes of RAM in the Stylo 4, and they actually made the Boost, Metro, and Cricket version the same all around the board on the Stylo 5, giving it 3 gigabytes of RAM, but still the same processor. And everybody said that even with the extra RAM, it got really laggy over time. So just be aware of that. I used a Stylo 4 periodically, and I sold it to someone. They used it for 6 months. They hated it because it got to where they gave it to me trying to fix it. I tried to fix all the problems, all the issues, clearing this out, clearing that out. Even when it was all said and done with, you push an app, Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Yeah, it's trying. Mm-hmm. I think it not yet. Oh, no, no, there it goes. I mean, that's how. I mean, it's like it took forever for an app to open, and that was with me doing everything that I knew possible to make the phone faster, speedier, clearing out all kinds of the cache and just clearing out all kinds of stuff. And it was just, and after about 6 months, it just got dreadfully slow. I still have it. I can still get my hands on the Stylo 4 from the person that bought it from me, because they bought an iPhone, so they don't care about that Stylo 4 anymore. How was the weather being? Hot. You have a blessed night too, Javon Sims. I got a new software update from Xbox One. They finally changed the UI and it's much better. Yeah. Sony Xperia 1. I don't like giving my thoughts on a phone that I've never used. Now, if a phone's not came out yet and everybody's speculating on how the phone's going to perform and how it's going to do this and that, that's one thing. But a phone is already released and people are reviewing, I don't give my speculations out, and my thoughts are, I don't like to give my thoughts on it, because if you want to see an actual video, just find somebody that's already done the video on it. Because I don't own the phone. I've never used the phone, while others have. So therefore, my recommendation is find somebody that you like to watch their videos on it. Like the Xperia 1. I don't own it. I'll never own it. So I'm not gonna give my thoughts on it. If the Stylo 5 messes up, I have my G7 Power. Yeah, you got a good phone there. G7 Power is a great phone. The Asus Rogue 2 gaming phone. What do you think? Too expensive, but it looks cool. It looks cool. From what I've seen on videos that I've watched, it looks kind of cool. I would never buy one, because honestly, I don't really game on my phone. I got an Xbox for that. I don't need it. I mean, my Pixel will play every game that I want to play smoothly, no hiccups, no freezing, no lagging. I don't need a gaming phone personally. How much is that phone? Because I've heard different prices. So yeah. Out of the Coolpad Legacy and the G7 Power, I would definitely recommend the G7 Power. I have both, and the G7 performs and is a lot better in my opinion. Yeah, the G7 Power is overall a better device, but the Coolpad Legacy, they really hit a home run as opposed to other phones they released here in the US, because every other phone that Coolpad has ever released in the US has been trash. When they released the Coolpad Legacy, they changed the game. Like I've been mentioning, I think in my last live stream, Coolpad overseas is making great phones. They're really popular overseas from what I've read and what I've heard. But they've always sent us, the US, the crappiest phones that they made. So to me, the Legacy was a game changer. I mean, the only thing that I got a little bit of a about is the cameras could be a little bit better. When I say cameras, I mean the front camera. The rear cameras are pretty decent. The front camera, whew, I meant to show you how the front camera looks when I'm sitting in my room with my LED light. Oh my God, it's horrible. The YouTube play pause menu was changed for me. Instead of the menu disappearing on its own in around 2 seconds while watching a video, you have to press an X button or else it never. Oh, hey, what's up, Tech Twine Big? What's going on? I just got in the chat. Thank you for joining. The G7 Power has a better processor than the Legacy, although both are good. Yeah, it does. Both are good phones, but but the 632 is a very battery efficient processor. It's very powerful. Very good mid-range processor. The RAM is decent at 3 gigs. I'm sorry, you just don't need 8, 10, 12 gigabytes of RAM in a phone. I'll say that from now on. Even if I get a phone with 8 or 10 gigabytes of RAM in the future, as of right now, I'm saying I don't see the freaking need of an 8, 10, 12 gigabytes of RAM in a phone. I just don't see it. Most people are never going to utilize it. They're never going to use nowhere near that kind of processing power or that much RAM. They're just not. They're just not gonna. They're just not. I mean, they just ain't. I mean, that's just a lot of freaking RAM. I mean, I mean, 4 gig. I mean, to me, 4 gigabytes of RAM still does a very good job, regardless of what anybody else says. Because I mean, I'm the kind of person I don't care what others say about. Well, if your phone's got 3 gigabytes of RAM, you're 2017 and it's just crap and it ain't no good. You got 4 gigabytes of RAM in 2019. Oh my goodness, that's just so far behind the times. Blah blah blah. Who gives a rip? I've experienced really good stuff, in performance out of 4 gigabytes of RAM. I don't need any more than that. I don't need 35 apps in the background. I just don't. If you do, hey, they're out there for you. Like I said, I'm just being real. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I feel like that you really kind of just gotta just, I don't know. Anyway, Thought 05 can't be no worse than the Blade X Max. I never had a Blade X Max. I just got the Samsung Galaxy A20. I got it today. How do you like it, Tech Twan? Also, I got an iPhone XS Max and I like it pretty good. I'm also looking to change carriers from Verizon. Any suggestions? Well, if you like the Verizon network, but you don't want to pay the ridiculous prices of Verizon, I would recommend Straight Talk. $55 a month for unlimited. And it works on the Verizon network, but you got to make sure that your phone is unlocked and paid off. If not, they'll blacklist it and it'll be a paperweight. I have it too. Johnny Diamato, how you doing? Yeah, that gold one looks sweet, y'all. I'm telling you, the gold XS Max looks good. I dealt with a Blade X Max for 2 years. I know for so long you was having so many issues with that Blade X Max. I'm sure whenever you got that G7 power, it was just like wow. Well, I have the Google Pixel 3a XL, and I love the phone. I don't care what anybody says about the phone. People can dog it, trash it all they want to. I think it's a fantastic phone. Get a little bit warm in here now. Been sitting here with no air, no ventilation, so a little bit warm. Try to get a little bit of air blowing through here. And there was warm air, still air. I don't care who's trashed the phone. To me, the 3AXL has been an amazing phone since I've got it. And it's not, and people are like, well, it's just because you got it sent to you. Well, it's just because of this, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. That's just like people, I have people tell me, because I review different carriers that I'm fake and that I'm lying and all this bull crap. And I'm like, so I can only review one carrier. If I review more than one carrier, then I'm fake and I'm being a liar and I'm being paid by these carriers to review their product. No, I'm not. I've never been paid to review a carrier other than Visible sending me a card. They're not paying me for it, which I still haven't done the video on yet. So, you're gonna always get crap. Somebody's always got something to say. A little bit of AC on. That vent's just too warm. Red Magic 3 gaming phone on a budget. Will you be keeping the stream up for replay? Yeah, I will. Not sure for how long, but I will. Yeah, Red Magic 3 is not budget, but compared to the Asus Road 2 phone, yeah. The only complaint I have with the CoolPad Legacy is the vibration motor. It's not the greatest in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. What's up, Mr. Curraware? Any way to uninstall Android 9 Pie has ruined the volume level on my phone. No way that I know to uninstall Android 9 Pie from my phone. Once you got Android 9 Pie on it, I don't think there's any way to go back another version. I mean, it used to be able to, like, I guess, root and go back, I guess, but now I have no idea. I agree. I just need 3 or 4 gigabytes of RAM for my phone. Exactly. How about 2 gigabyte? Yeah. See, from here on out, there's really not that much more they can do with phones. Okay, they've about done everything possible with phones. So now for future phones, they're gonna have some. There might be some design changes. They might start putting 8 cameras on the phone instead of 4. They're gonna put in the fastest, highest RAM possible. And give it 1 terabyte of internal storage, or even more than that. I mean, that's basically what you're going to be seeing probably in future phones, because they've done about all they can do with designs and all this kind of stuff with phones. So, I mean, they got to either make something different, or you're going to be just seeing a lot of phones with way too much RAM, way too much storage, and a processor that's going to be so powerful that you'll never utilize it. So, but people's going to buy it, and they're going to keep making them and keep jacking the prices up. So it's what it is. iPhone 10s Max has a 4 gigabytes of RAM. It's a 4 gigs of RAM in an iPhone. 2 gigabytes of RAM in an iPhone is good. My 6S will hang with a lot of phones with 2 gigabytes of RAM. This is because of the optimization of the process. This is because of the optimization of the OS. You don't need a whole lot of RAM in an iPhone. How much are you willing to pay for Bluetooth headphones? Not much. Not much. Got an unboxing of a pair of them too. I've had them on my channel for like 2 weeks now, and I keep forgetting to release the video. What prepaid company do you think is going to get the Stylo 5 Plus? If any carrier gets it, it'll probably be Metro. And they'll probably have an unlocked version, I guess. I take you out, guy. What's going on, man? Yeah, I mean, Visible is like a service in an app. I mean, you pay $40 a month, unlimited talk and text and data, and unlimited hotspot capped at 5 megabits per second. Yeah, but you can't use just any phone right now. You can't use just any phone. People are ridiculous. What do you mean? I take you out, guy. I gave my daughter the Blade X Max phone to play with. The Moto G7 power blows the Blade X. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Total Wireless new plans. If you're on a family plan, yeah, they really, really bumped it up and kept the price the same. For 2 lines, it used to be 15 gigabytes shared. Now it is 30 gigabytes shared. Their third line used to be 20 gigabytes shared. It's now 60 gigabytes shared. And 4 lines went from 25 gigs shared to 100 gigs shared. So they really upped it there. And the price is the same. As far as the regular plans, they got an unlimited plan, which gives you, like, what is it? How many gigs? 25 gigs, and then you're throttled to 2G. They do that. They call it unlimited because you're technically getting internet. You're just getting 2G speed, which is virtually unusable. but then they can put the word unlimited on there because virtually, honestly, it does work. It's just beyond slow. Uh, oh, I like it, but it's different to me because I never use Samsung phones, but I love the screen. Okay, and I just forgot what phone you said. Take Twan B. I'm sorry, I forget so much. I forget things so easily. Oh, the A20. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, awesome. Springtime says hello, CV Tech. What do you think will happen to the Boost Mobile when the merger goes through? Boost Mobile will be taken over by Dish Network, along with some other prepaid carriers as well. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen in full right now. I don't know all that information, but I do know that it will be taken over by Dish Network. Yes, I have, Chris. All right, Tech Wiz, thank you for joining in. You have a great night, and we'll catch you later, man. My daughter cracked screen on their Blade X. She has a new phone. It's a Moto E5 Cruise phone. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm going to get her a better phone eventually. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, everybody's like 4 gigabytes of RAM is like nothing in 2019. You got to have 8, 10, 12 gigabytes of RAM to be relevant. And I'm like, seriously? What you going to have? 60 apps in the background open all times? Come on now. I mean, a lot of people I gotta, I feel are listening to media and a lot bigger channels, thinking that you have to have these phones. You have to have phones with 20 gigabytes of RAM. You have to have phones with the latest 855 or 855 plus, whatever the crap it is, processor. You have to have this latest stuff because if you don't, you just ain't cool. If you got a Pixel 3 AXL, man, you're broke, man. You got a polycarbonate phone, you know, that's more durable than glass. Because guess what? You drop polycarbonate, it might dent it, but it won't shatter. People fuss about the polycarbonate back and the plastic. They fuss about that because it's not premium. I'll take polycarbonate over glass any day. Glass looks good. Glass might feel good. But guess what? You drop it on the ground from 3 foot, it's going to shatter. Most likely it's going to shatter somewhere. And even if you don't, you're going to put it in a plastic case. So who cares? Oh my goodness. Sometimes you got to just ran it out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, I don't care. I don't care anymore. Okay, but it's polycarbonate. It runs a 670. The 670. Oh my goodness, a 600 series processor. That thing's garbage, man. That thing is garbage. It's trash. It's slow. It's buggy. It's laggy. It's freezy. It's all the. But it hang. But it is in the processor will hang with an 835, and it's not far behind the 845 when comparing side by side. I mean, not a drastic, like one will load a minute faster than the other. No. I mean, come on. So Xbox 2020 or PS5? Oh, Xbox 2020, definitely. Remember when phones were only used for calls? Me neither. Yeah, believe me, my first phone was a huge Motorola brick from like the 90s. Okay, a huge Moto brick, calls only, no texting, no nothing. The phone was about that thick, and you could throw it at somebody. Hey, what's up, Sean White? What's going on, man? Okay, for Android, 4 gigabytes is low budget now. LOL. I know. I know. All a phone needs is 4 gigs of RAM. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Andy Logan, did you get straight? Not yet. I've not heard nothing from Visible. Nothing. And they're just like, they ain't nothing. January 1st, 2020, I heard going, yeah, it's GSM. CDMA is going away. Speaking of throttling after certain gigs, U.S. Sailor still does this when will they finally? Well, see, here's the thing. U.S. Sailor is kind of a regional carrier, and they don't got coverage everywhere, so I don't know about U.S. Sailor, to be honest with you. No, I've never had a Jolt Cola, Chris. My phone only needs 3 gigabytes of RAM. I don't play video games or anything anything really heavy. It runs good for me. Yeah. All right, T Wayne. Thanks for joining in, man. And yeah, we'll catch up, man. You have a good one. I love my Pixel 3 AXL. On it right now. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, I'm on my Blue Vivo 11. Also a great phone for the price. This is like the second, maybe third time that I took my main SIM card out of the Pixel. And anybody that knows me, who has followed me longer than a day, knows that I used to switch SIM cards almost every day to a new phone. The Pixel is the longest running phone I've owned where the SIM card has stayed in the phone. The Pixel is a great phone. Awesome phone. I love my Motorola and Nokia. What Nokia do you have? What's up, Brian Lynn? Heard Best Buy has the Pixel 3 AXL. I think so. I'm good dealing with typical life being busy. I hear that, Sean White. I may get the Pixel 3A though through Spectrum, not the XL, but just the 3A is still good. Yeah, it's the same phone. The only difference is the battery. The battery is smaller, is all. Battery smaller and the screen is smaller. That's it. Yeah, the 6S from Walmart for $150. Hey, you can't beat that deal. You can't beat that deal at all. Your first iPhone. Was it the 6S, man? Do straight talk. U.S. Cellular is still available in Illinois where I'm at. It's still available in North Carolina. There's areas down near the coastal areas and maybe up in some of the mountain areas where U.S. Cellular is still kicking, but it's not everywhere. That's the next phone I'm getting, the Google Pixel 3 AXL. I want it for the camera. The camera is amazing. Camera's good. Video camera is good, but it wants to focus hunt a lot. I've noticed that it wants to focus hunt a whole lot. Wait until 5G hits them data caps. Even faster, 25 gigabytes go from 5. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. I got the 6.1 as well, man. I'm telling you, that phone gets updates like crazy, man. They're coming out with the Nokia 6.2. And I'm interested to see that phone when it comes out. I attempted to get a Galaxy A70 for $270 or wait for a Pixel 3a. The A70 looks really solid. And for $270, that's a good deal. Tablets are going so expensive. Acer budget gaming laptop are better. Honestly, when it comes to tablets, I know nothing about it. Figured I'm tired of the SE and I'd rather get the Pixel 3a for 16 months. 16 a month versus iPhone 7 for 19. There you go. Bingo. Yes, my first iPhone on Straight Talk. There you go. Hey, $150 for the iPhone 6S. It's going to get iOS 13. And even after, it'll probably be its last major update, but it's going to still be able to be usable for at least a couple more years after that. So $150 for an iPhone 6S or $200 for a 6S Plus is a great deal. Great deal. These new smartphones turn people into clean freaks. Back then, if you spilt soda on your phone, you could just wipe it off. Now, if a piece of dust gets on your phone, you just wash it off with a hose. Yeah. I'm considering the 6S at AT&T for $149. Okay. Yeah. Still miss ZTE. Do they still have them phones? And I don't know. My last ZTE phone, well, was the Axon M that I bought, the folding phone. But before that, I got the ZTE Blade Max 2S, which I still have, and I still use on occasion. My first iPhone was the iPhone 4S on AT&T for free. Hey, that's what's up, man. Yeah, the iPhone 4S felt solid too. I mean, I had a 5S on Boost. My first iPhone was the iPhone 5S on Boost Mobile, and I paid way more than what I should have paid for it because it wasn't worth what I paid for it, especially for the internal storage. The 16 gigs of storage, and the iPhone, man, and you only got like 8 or like 9 when you got no SD. Yeah, Pixel 3 updates for 3 years, man. Updates for 3 years. Is Nokia phones you use best? Nokia makes some good phones. They do. Just don't buy the Go Edition phones. That's another topic that I want to hit on. Why uh, Android Go Edition phones are garbage. I'm sorry, they're just a waste of hardware, in my opinion. Ugh. But yeah, don't buy a Go Edition phone. The Nokias are really good phones. They're doing a good job. HMD Global is doing a good job with the Nokias. A really good job with the Nokias. My first iPhone was the iPhone 5C. Wow, yeah. I never had a 5C. I'm drinking Melly Yellow as always. I have a feeling the A9 powered Apple devices will get longer support. The iPad that came out in 2017 had the A9. Apple dropped support on lack of RAM. Even the iPhone 8 has 2 gigs. That's possible. Yeah, that's possible. The only reason why they got rid of they didn't support the iPhone 6 was because of the RAM. 1 gigabyte of RAM. If it wasn't for that, they would probably have updated it, just like they did the iPhone 5S on iOS 12. So yeah, heard Moto One Power phones are good. Yeah, I heard that too. What's my dream car? I really don't know. I really wouldn't mind having a. Hmm, I don't know. What's up, Breeze Comics? I have never heard of that OS. What you think about apps leaving Apple App Store? I have no idea. I've never heard of that before. I never heard of it before. Like I say, a lot of times if I ain't reviewing something or I ain't unboxing something or I'm not live streaming, I don't really look up a whole lot of tech stuff. I just don't. I'm being real. So I have Boost. And with the merger going forward, should I stay or go ahead and switch? And if so, who? Well, if you have Boost Mobile still, it's from what I've been hearing, nothing's going to change. Your plan's going to be the same. Nothing much is going to change. Now, I don't know the full specifics. If you're getting good service now with Boost Mobile, I'm sure that if there's going to be a change, they'll send you something. They'll send you an email, a text, or something saying, "Hey, this is going to happen. You got to do this. You got to do that." So, if it was me, I would just wait until I got confirmation about something before I made a move. But that's completely up to you. I just know that if it was like, effective September 30th, we're gonna be changing this, and you may then, because believe me, every customer they're gonna be sending out something too. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure of it. So that's up to you, Jake Wolf. I got the Apple 12-watt charger brick today for 19 at Walmart because I hate the small bricks Apple gives you with iPhones. Yeah, they charge you $1,200+ for an iPhone and give you a slow charger. Only Apple, right? Um, it's still out, Jeremiah, about the Boost Mobile coverage. I don't know enough about it. Really, nobody does until it's all said and done with. Is the next iPhone going to be called 11? I don't know that either. I've not heard any rumors, so I really don't know. Did you know about AT&T Prepaid has a $2 daily plan, meaning you just pay $2 a day whenever you need it? Yeah, I did hear about that. Um, I just simply hate AT&T. I can't stand AT&T. Um, I wouldn't recommend AT&T to anybody, hardly anybody. Just my personal thoughts. And there's a spider crawling on my windshield. I just don't like AT&T. I currently, after my first month, after my month of service on Boost Mobile ended, I changed it to the plan for $3 a day. Now it's not only on the day that you use your phone; it's just $3 a day. But hey, if I, it's just, I mean, you put $3 on there once every couple of months just to keep it active. That's what I'm doing with Boost Mobile. But AT&T, yeah, I heard they had like a daily plan. I charge my phone slow. I heard fast charge fries the battery. It shortens the life of the battery. I don't know about all that, really. I mean, if they can support it, I really don't know if that's really true or not, to be honest. 19 ain't bad for Apple charger, right? Not if it's a good one, not a knockoff. Hmm. I'm trying to remember when my Redmi Note 7 got its last update. Um, I want to say, God, I don't remember what update. I'm not sure what security patch is on now. I want to say it's May security patch. Yeah, Boost Mobile does have a $3, but so you can't get it at the get from the get go. If you go to Walmart, buy a Boost Mobile phone, activate it online, you can't choose the plan for $3 a day. You can't choose it. You got to first pick a monthly plan, which their lowest plan is $35. And if you buy a phone from Walmart, instead of getting 3 gigs of high speed, you'll get 6 gigs of high speed for 35. Walmart exclusive deals if you buy the phone from Walmart, so you get double the gigs. But once you get, see, what I done was 2 days before my, or 3 days before my due date, I went online and changed the plan, and then it popped up $3 a day. And I switched to that when the cycle restarted. It went from the plan from $35 a month to $3 a day. So now it Boost Mobile, and also even when your service is not active, you ain't paid your bill on Boost Mobile, you can still receive text messages and receive phone calls. So even though my Boost Mobile phone has no money on it, it has the daily plan with no money on it, I can receive phone calls all day and talk and talk and talk as long as somebody calls me. People can send me text. I can't send text back, but they can send me text. And people can call me and talk and talk and talk, which is really kind of crazy, but it's awesome at the same time that they do that. Of course, you can't make phone calls, can't send text, and you can't use data. But as far as I know, Boost used to give you, I think, 3 months to add money before they disconnected your service. That could be changed now. I haven't checked. But I want to, but I want to put $3 here, $3 there, just to keep it active where they won't disconnect the line. Cool. Heat kills the battery. No, it's not a knockoff. It's the real deal. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, then if it's $19 for a real one, then no, that's not bad at all, man. My phones I had in the past overheated on a fast charge, so I just slow charge my phones. I would only fast charge in an emergency. Ah, okay. Well, either way, knockoff chargers can look extremely appealing, but last 2 minutes. Exactly, exactly. So I got 35 watching, and I got wow, 35 likes. So thank y'all for that. Thank you for the donations. I can't talk. Y'all, everyone who donated, thank y'all. That super chat is always helpful. Always fast charge my phone. I don't always. I do sometimes, but I don't always fast charge my phones, cause sitting on my table, sitting right next to me. Um, I have an Anchor 6 USB-A ports. Two or three of them has some intelligent IQ for supposedly fast charging. The other ones don't. I've not really seen fast charging out of those. And it plugs into the wall. So I got two micro USBs in it. One is for phones. One is for the Xbox controller. So no batteries. Um, I have a USB. I have two USB Cs and a lightning cable in it. So, they don't really fast charge. I mean, yeah, some phones charge faster than others, but yeah. Pixel 3a has good battery. Yes, the 3a XL. All right, Jose Perez. You have a great night. Thank you for joining in. God bless you as well, bro. I appreciate you joining in. If I charge my phone and it doesn't hurt the battery. Yeah, the Pixel 3a, the 3a XL has a really good battery. I can get between a day to about a day and a half of usage, and between 7 to 8 hours screen on time, depending on how you use your phone. The most I've ever got screen on time was about between 10 and 11 hours screen on time on the 3a XL. That was the most I ever got, was 10 to 11 hours screen on time, which was pretty impressive. If fast charging messes up the battery, then why do people still do it? I agree with you, already. Yeah, yeah. I mean, um, the 3A has a 3,000 milliamp hour battery, and it's the 3,700 milliamp hour battery in the XL. But that battery is really good. I mean, I've been shockingly surprised at how good the 3A XL does on battery, especially with the 1480p display, the OLED display. you know. But it's stock Android, it's pure vanilla stock Android, you know, and the phone it just works, and it works well. I've had no lagging, I've had no freezing, I've had no glitches, I've had no software issues. I know some have complained about software issues on theirs. No phone is perfect. There's going to be malfunctions. There's going to be defective devices. That's just the way it goes. And the phone has been solid. I have a case on my phone because to me, the back of that phone is extremely slick, and I don't want to drop it. Cause the one thing about it that I don't like about the Pixel is I don't know why in the world Google cheaped out and went with Dragon Trail glass instead of Gorilla Glass. I don't know why in the world they went with Dragon Trail glass. Because Dragon Trail had the tendency to scratch easier and crack easier. So I'm not sure why they done that. I think it's the ST670 processor. LOL. Yeah, people hate to say. Well, see, here's the thing. I take you out, guy. I in my 1 month or in my I think it was my 1 month review of the Pixel 3a XL. I listed a group. I think it was two or three groups of people why they hate and why they bash the 3A and 3A XL. One are those who have never used a phone, have never picked it up, have never used it, and they're going by a spec sheet and they're hating on it. The second group is kind of the same. They're looking at the specs. They and they're going by what the big media and big YouTubers are saying, that it can't measure up to, $1,000 phones, $1,200 phones, and that it's trash, it's garbage. So they automatically, without ever using the phone, they're judging the phone, saying it's garbage, it's trash, it's no good, but they never put their hands on the phone. The third group is those who are extremely hurt that a 670 processor, 4 gigabyte of RAM phone can hang with their flagship phone in a lot of ways, and they're just hurt about it. So they got to trash it, make it look bad, because they can't admit that the phone works very well, and that they could have bought a phone that cost $479 or $399, and and it's going to, as far as performance wise goes, it's going to hang with, with just average performance, it's going to hang with most high end phones of today. Granted, yeah, no IP rate, no wireless charging, stuff of that nature, but it don't have 10 cameras on it. But performance wise, that's the three groups of people that I have a feeling are hating on it, and so yeah. Let me see where I was at. I upgrade my devices every 3 years. Some people upgrade every 6 months. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Mm-mm. I just got a 15% battery. I'm gonna try plugging this in for just a minute. This phone right here gets, I mean, you can fry an egg on this phone when the battery, please be micro USB, and of course it's not. Come on. Yes, I got too much up in my seat. There's my micro USB. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Give me a second to hook up, because this thing here, it drains really fast once it gets down to 15%. But when I plug this thing up, it may actually cut me off, because this thing heats up so fast when you plug it in and you're using it. Because this is the Luna TGL800S. Great, good phone, but boy, does it get hot. I mean, I don't know if it's the battery or the CPU, but man, you can fry an egg on this sucker. So I can't be on here very much longer because of that reason, unfortunately. But I can be on here for a few more minutes. I get, yeah, you got that iPhone every year. That's what's up. I got liquid screen protectors on my OnePlus 5 screen. Okay, cool. I've had the Moto G5 Plus for 2 years, and it keeps up with the Nexus 6 and the Pixel 3a XL. G5 Plus. I never had a G5 Plus. One thing that sucks with the LG Solid 5 is the dang headphone jack sucks. I don't know if it's defective or just the way they made it, and there goes the lights. I know the headphone jack sucks. Yeah, there's people that's already complaining and already having issues. Not complaining, but having issues with the charging port and stuff of that nature on the Stylo 5, which they bashed the 3A because they never used a phone with 600 series processor. People have been overbuying for the past 3 years. Even 625 is still good. 29 exactly. My Alcatel Idol 5S with its 3 gigabytes of RAM and a 625 processor is still a great phone. It's got a 2600 milliamp hour battery, and the battery will outperform phones with 4,000 milliamp hour batteries. Because a 625 processor was such a battery efficient processor, it was just awesome. I should have brought that to stream tonight instead of this Luna T instead of this Luna. Because this Luna battery don't last very long. You can't really, well, actually, the Alcatel you can't really charge it either because it overheats too. You're charging it. Jose Pepe says, "Looking good, big guy. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining in." Is how the processor is optimized. Spending more doesn't always mean better. Yes. Total Wireless is CDMA, Verizon. Total Wireless works off of the Verizon CDMA network. Yes, smash that like button. Thank you. Also, donations are really welcome, but it's not necessary, but it's welcomed. I get to upgrade my iPhone every year because of the annual, the annual upgrade program with Apple. Yes. All right. I think you out, guy. Thank you for joining in, man. You have a great night. In love with my Moto G7 Super. Don't care what anybody says. It's a good phone. It's a good phone. The G7 Supra, G7 Power, G7 Optimo Max, same phones, just different carriers. It's a great phone. I don't blame you for liking it. LG should put the G8 V40 headphone jacks in their budget phones. Yeah, that would be nice, but yeah. CDML Total Wireless, yeah, till January, yep. I'm not sure what's gonna happen then. I don't know what's gonna happen then. Everybody with these phones that they're buying, they're just gonna be. I don't know. When is the Razor coming out? I don't know. I haven't really heard much. I really haven't heard much about the Razor phone in a while. You know, with Verizon dropping CDMA and going GSM, makes you kind of wonder what's going to happen with these carriers like Straight Talk, Total Wireless. You know, all these carriers use the Verizon network, stuff like that. What they're going to do, how it's going to change, and you know, I guess we'll find out when the time comes. Yeah, they'll never do that, Rose Jane. Especially Samsung and Apple. Especially Samsung and Apple. Samsung especially. Samsung will give you a good phone. Case in point, Galaxy S7. S7, great phone on Nougat. After almost 2 years, after the phone was released, they decided to give it Android Oreo. I'm like, cool, it got Oreo. I downloaded the update. After the update, I gave it a hard, after it was so slow, so glitchy, battery life, 100%, I could update my apps and I would use 50% of my battery just updating apps. That's pathetic. I gave it a hard reset because that helps sometimes. It didn't help the Galaxy S7. They deliberately gave it Oreo and it ruined the phone experience of the S7. So, yeah, I should have never downloaded it. If I'd known now, I would have never downloaded Oreo on that phone. What phone are you looking forward to in 2020? I don't know because I really don't know what's coming out in 2020, to be honest. I guess we'll have to find out and see what's coming out. So when is the final days of 3G and CDMA? I'm guessing the 1st of January 2020. Nokia 3310. Oh man, 3310. I got the 3310. I got a brand new steel seal 3310. Man, talking this long. I've been on for an hour and 44 minutes. So this phone was at 85% battery when I started streaming. An hour and a half later, and it's 15%. Let me fill the phone. Ooh, it's starting to get warm. It's not hot. It's starting to get warm. My LED's dying too. My LED right now it's on high, so my LED's dying too. If I was to put in new batteries, boy, it would really be bright. Because looking right here, it's looking kind of dark, which is fine. I don't really care. Because I can't be on here much longer anyway. So it's time to retire these batteries. These batteries have been here forever. So I got new batteries in here in the console. But I'm not gonna change them tonight because I can't be on here much longer anyway. Yeah, 3310. Yes. How long does the 3310 last? I haven't ever tested the battery iPhone. Did you ever hear about AT&T Singular? Yes, I've actually had Singular in the past. Metro went from CDMA to GSM. They gave everyone a deadline that they were going to need a new phone. Metro offered free phones to current customers to make the switch. Yeah, that's probably what they're going to do with Boost Mobile as well. I own the Moto Razr. I own the Fire Red Moto Razr, and I love that thing. I love that phone. Memphis, thank you for joining. It says my mom got a free TCL-LX and gave me her Samsung. Okay, cool. Would you ever leave Total Wireless for another company for your main carrier? As of right now, no. As of right now, I'm completely happy with Total Wireless. I got nothing negative to say about the company at all. Nothing. Customer service can be a little aggravating, but other than that, yeah, I Total Wireless, Straight Talk, they came a long way, and I mean they came a long way. Um, what is the worst battery life you've ever experienced on the phone? Oh my goodness, there's just way too many to tell. There's way too many. I can't really the worst battery life I've ever experienced on the phone. Now the Galaxy S7 is pretty freaking bad after the Oreo update. I mean, literally, I hadn't used the phone for okay. The S7, I had it put up for like 3 or 4 months. I pulled it out of retirement for a few days. I gave it 100% charge. I powered it on. It had 2 software updates. It had 2 security patch updates. I updated the phone twice, and I updated all my apps, which was like 60 apps. Because of course, after that long of a time period, you have to, there's gonna be you got to update apps about every day nowadays. I went from 100% to 20%, just updating the apps and giving it 2 security patch updates. You use 80% of the battery just doing that. That's just unacceptable. And right before that, when it was on Nougat, battery wasn't the greatest, but it would last a whole lot longer than that, which is just ridiculous. Um, Ever heard of KaiOS? What you think about that? I've heard of it, but it's not ringing a bell at the moment. KaiOS. What was that? I forgot what that is. Dang it. A lot cheaper to give away free phones of update and order about. Yeah. Why don't they make sliding keyboard phones anymore? Those were cool. Yeah, them were cool, but they were super thick. So that's probably why. Will Prime Video ever be more popular than Netflix? I don't know. I don't know. Got the Samsung on Total Wireless. It's great. Awesome. Awesome. What kind of Samsung is it? Had the track phone version of the Razr back in the day. Great phone. Wow. Dang. The Razr I had a Moto Razr on Verizon prepaid. I think it was whenever Verizon was calling it, what was it, the Impulse or something like that. I can't remember. It was something like that. Prepaid, the worst prepaid plan in my opinion. It was expensive as all can be. But my Fire Red Razr, it was from a company called Amped Mobile, AMP Amped Mobile, that worked on the Verizon network, and it was before the smartphone era, before iPhone, and it had all kinds of media. It had music videos, TV, and flip phones. It was really awesome. But it went out of business quick because they owed way too much money to Verizon and they couldn't pay their bills. They went bankrupt and shut down. But Ant Mobile was awesome. The V20 was pretty bad on battery. The V20 is bad on battery, and after Oreo update, it didn't help it out much better either. I did do the hard reset video that I have been meaning to get out for a while. I made that video today because I wanted to give my V20 a hard reset just to reset the phone, see if it helped it out any at all. It did help it out a little bit, which was pretty awesome. So that video is coming out because that was also requested to do a long time ago. I just never got around to doing it. But yeah, but at least you can at least the V20 you can buy spare batteries because it's replaceable. You can do it yourself. Yeah, that is terrible battery. That's awful battery. Oh, I love the Crazer. I had a Crazer. I like the Crazer better than the Razor. The Crazer was a smaller phone, but it just felt so much more sturdy. It felt more reliable, in my opinion. I love the Crazer. Unfortunately, mine wasn't red. Samsung Galaxy Grand Prime rooted extended 5600 milliampere battery. Wow. Is it just me or our phone just looking more boring than they did when they had larger bezels? Yeah. I mean, people are complaining because of bezels. They're complaining because of notches. They're complaining, and I'm even hearing some now that are complaining because of the curved bezel-less screens. They can't pick the phone up without mistapping an app or always hitting on the screen. I'm like, you can't have. Come on, no, you can't make nobody having. Was it Ant Mobile with Virgin Mobile? It's so no. Ant Mobile started with Verizon. Ant Mobile was its own postpaid carrier, had a credit check and everything. Best Buy had them, and they were an actual carrier with a credit check and everything, and they were straight. They were with Verizon from beginning to their very very short ending. Okay, I think my phone's getting too hot. Because it said you're live, so I'm guessing that it's kind of glitching out on me a little bit here. I don't know. Kyle OS is a successor to Firefox. Yeah, okay. I'm not really sure much about that. I'm not really sure about that TSB, to be honest. Yeah, the older phones were built better. Ant Mobile reminds me of Mountain Dew for some. Yeah, yeah, yeah. iPhone 4 was built like a tank. Yes, it was. Yeah, the older phones last longer, and the reason why the older phones lasted longer was because they're not like they are today. It's like today, every 3 to 6 months, they gotta come out with something new and refreshing. I mean, like the OnePlus 7 Pro. The OnePlus 7 Pro was like the only phone out on the market. It was like the most talked about phone and all of this. It was the best phone since sliced bread and all this kind of stuff, whatever. And I even tweeted it. I'm like, give it 3 months and you won't hear nothing about it anymore. And guess what? I was pretty much right. It's been about 2 or 3 months, and you rarely hear about the OnePlus 7 Pro like you did just back in June. So, or, May or June or whenever. So yeah, because there's always something new coming out. Whenever when they make a phone and then they make it like OnePlus 7, they had the OnePlus 6 and the OnePlus 6T 6 months later, OnePlus 5, OnePlus 5T. So I mean, and then you got it's just they're just the competition is just way too fierce nowadays because whenever the Note drops, it ain't gonna be long before something else is gonna drop. And then when that drops, it ain't gonna be just 6 months later, something else is gonna drop. So I mean, it's just it's an ongoing thing to keep people buying. That's about all it really is. Yeah, exactly, Rose Jane. It's Note season now. OnePlus 7 Pro is old. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't. That's why I don't fall into these kind of phones because I'm like they're gonna play out in a few months. They're gonna be tossed aside for another phone. So I'm like I just don't get in. I don't get in. Will BlackBerry make any new phones? I don't know. BlackBerry is Alcatel TCL makes BlackBerry. So yeah, they're gonna have two Note 10s. One's gonna be expensive. One's gonna be your kidney. So I mean, um, there you go. Recently, I started watching more car videos and tech videos mainly because all the new smartphones are basically the A55. Yeah, exactly. 900 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah. Yeah, it's always funny. The strongest glass. This phone has the strongest glass. One drop and it shatters. I'm like, and then the phones that don't claim anything, they can get dropped, and it's like it laughs at it. It's like you know, it's always funny. WAE says, I like the Corepad Legacy. I just had to delete all the bloat. Yes, it had a lot of bloatware, especially on Boost Mobile. I'm sure every carrier brand, has a lot of bloatware. I had the Corepad Legacy as well on Boost Mobile. Had to disable and delete a lot of junk. But yeah, that's a good phone. Will there ever be a phone bigger than 6-inch screen? There already is. I got phones right now with 6.3-inch displays. There's phones out there right now with 6.7-inch displays. So yeah, there's a lot of phones out there right now bigger than 6-inch displays. You know, there's a lot more phones. We made this phone so fragile so you can turn it in and gives you more money. Yep. All right. Good night, Rose Jane. Thank you for joining in. Many blessings to you as well. Thank you for joining. My 10s Max 6.5, and yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of phones out there right now, 6.7 inches, 6.5, 6.3. I believe the biggest phone I have right now is 6.3, and that is either on the Umidigi F1 or it may be the Redmi Note 7. I'm not really sure. LG phones are the ones that seem to have the most bloat, especially yes. And if you can forget, my opinion, don't ever buy an AT&T unlocked phone. Too much bloatware, can't be uninstalled. Some of it can't even be disabled. You can't use hotspot if it's AT&T unlocked. You can't use Wi-Fi calling. You can't do nothing on it. I got an LG V20 AT&T unlocked, and I can't use it for anything. No Wi-Fi calling, no hotspot, no nothing. Too much bloatware. It's just terrible. Metro phones. If you buy a Metro phone, it becomes unlocked. You can use about whatever. But yeah, AT&T. That's another thing about AT&T that I hate. Um, there have been phones that are 7 inches. I believe it probably has. AT&T lose their crappy dollar too. Yes, I hate AT&T phone. I bought the Axon M, which was an AT&T unlocked phone. I bought that phone just because of the price and the kind of phone it was. And I got the V20. When I was kind of deceived when I got the V20 because the V20 they said was just an unlocked V20, but when I got it, it was an AT&T unlocked, and so I just said, okay, whatever. It was brand new and it was AT&T unlocked. I just kind of went with it. You know what I'm saying? But my goodness, they're awful. The biggest phone is the 2018 iPad Pro 12.9 cellular. In some areas, AT&T has bad LTE speeds. AT&T doesn't have LTE in my county. Nextel was bought out by Sprint back in 2005. I want to say it was 2006, 2007. I don't know. It was 2005. It was one of them years. 05 or '06, Sprint was Nextel was bought out by Sprint, and then it just went away. I feel you with AT&T phones. I couldn't use hotspots, so me and my friend couldn't play PUBG. Exactly. With I can use hotspot for Metro unlock phones and all kinds of stuff, but AT&T is locked down to AT&T services only. So that's why I don't recommend anybody getting an AT&T unlock phone, because a lot of the features you can't use. Yes, AT&T are crooks. Absolutely, they're crooks. I don't like their practices. I don't like AT&T. Period. I mean, AT&T doesn't have LTE in some spots in my county. Yeah, it varies. It varies. Like I said, AT&T, for some reason, I heard it from I heard it from them directly that they are taking down towers in rural areas. Why, I don't know. Because there is. Let me see where my battery right now is at. 17%. It went up 2% this whole time. Let me fill the phone. If it gets too hot, it'll shut me off. Um, and and like I said earlier, well, if it's not highly populated, then why would they have service? Well, everybody needs service. That's why Verizon's sitting back laughing, like, yeah, you go ahead and take your towers down, AT&T, we got them covered. Yes, Wade County, absolutely. You cannot update your phone without an active AT&T SIM card in the phone. You can't, and that is the dumbest thing that I have seen. I had to literally go out, pay $10 for an AT&T prepaid SIM card kit, activate the sucker before my V20 would even update. I got like 7 updates after I didn't put any money on it. I just got the SIM card, activated it, put the SIM card in the phone, and again 7 updates popped up. So AT&T is ridiculous. Hotspot is flawless on Grand Prime and my OG Google Pixel. Sprint and T-Mobile have been improving their service in my area. That's good. AT&T always try to rip you off. Don't ever walk into an AT&T store. I agree. I agree with you 100%. AT&T has 5GE in my area. I should be honored. The only problem is I've seen LTE speeds faster than 5GE. AT&T. I would like to see another Essential phone as well. The Essential phone was a great phone. A lot of people bashed the phone when it first came out because, yes, it has some software bugs, some camera bugs, stuff of that nature, and they pay a lot of money for the phone. But the phone greatly improved after all the updates, and I got it for $250 on Prime Day last year, or whenever it was on that Prime special last year, and I still got it. And that phone, it's been a great phone. I would love to see a new Essential phone. The merger with Nextel was 2005. I thought it was '05 or '06. So yeah, '05. I'm still waiting. The problem with Nextel, the problem with before Sprint bought out Nextel, every construction worker you knew had Nextel. I had Boost Mobile, so I could chirp with the Nextel people if I needed to. They could chirp with me, because it was because Boost Mobile used to be Nextel. And then of course Boost went to Sprint whenever Sprint bought them out. Um, but Boost Mobile used to be on the Nextel network, and it's like Virgin Mobile came out in '01 or '02, and they have always been on the Sprint network. But anyway, side the point. The funny thing about Nextel was you could be standing right here, have full signal. You could move here and lose all service. It was so funny how Nextel was. Because there was areas that I would be in, sitting in one spot, full service, and the next minute it would be no service. I'd be like, "What the crap?" You know. Yeah, 5G is going to be pretty bad for your health. 5G ain't gonna be no joke. Actually, they started putting up some 5G antennas near some firehouses, and their employees at the firehouses, they started getting dizzy spells, headaches, fainting spell, whatever, and they got exempt and had them towers taken down. That's what I read somewhere or heard on the news or something. So 5G is no, it ain't gonna be. It's gonna be. It's gonna fry. It's gonna be. Yeah, it ain't gonna be any good. How can I track my phone if it gets lost? Is there an app? There is apps. I just don't know of any, and I really don't know um, of anything in particular right off the top of my head. If you lose your phone, I say 5G is bad for it is. 5GE is the same thing as LTE Advanced, but I already heard someone was ATT saying I have 5G now. So misleading, yeah. It's just 5GE. It's really no faster than 4G LTE. Verizon, another carrier that you need an active SIM, but at least with them you can download the Verizon software to your exactly. Yeah, about Nextel, exactly. Yeah, AR Music. I was saying earlier that I have a visible SIM card. Visible hit me up, want me to do a review. There's been a lot of back and forth stuff with Visible, so therefore I have not done any videos on the Visible service because there's a lot of stuff right now. Visible, I'm not sure what they're doing. I'm not sure what they're just. It's like I don't know what happened, but yeah. So I'm having to wait before I do anything. Um, Yes, more like fake 5G, exactly. If you have, you should do a video total wireless versus visible. Hmm. See, it's really kind of hard to do videos like that about different carriers because it's going to be different everywhere. Even though it's both of them are on the Verizon network, visible is more like a carrier in an app, whereas total wireless is like an actual service. I don't know. I haven't really messed with visible much yet, so I have to figure all that out. You have a good memory. Virgin has been around since '01. Yeah, I thought it was '01 or '02. I bought my first Virgin mobile phone at Circuit City. It was their very first phone they ever made. I can't remember that it was a Caracera, but I can't remember the name of it now. But man, a quarter a minute, 25 cents per minute. If you was on the phone for 1 minute and 1 second is 50 cents. That 1 second cost you a quarter. It was like 10 cents per text, something like that, and a quarter a minute. A $20 phone card would last you no time. I still have an old Boost Mobile walkie-talkie phone. Yes, I got a brand new one. I got the Motorola i205, which was one of their very first Android, one of their very first phones from Boost Mobile, and I still got one brand new in the package, sealed. I've had multiple phones from Boost Mobile, Chirp, Nextel days. My best one I had was the i875, which was like $300 when I bought it, and I regret ever buying that phone for that kind of price. Um, I remember the Caracera Oyster. I had the Caracera Oyster. I love the Caracera Oyster. I don't ask me why. The phone, man, that phone was this horrible screen. It was so slow. It was for a flip phone. That phone was slow. But I got a Caracera Oyster at home right now. It looks brand new. It still charge. Well, if I can find the charger, it still charges up. I got a phone from '02 that factory battery still charges. I got the factory charger, factory battery. It still charges, and it was from '02. Man, My favorite BlackBerry I ever had was the BlackBerry Tor 9630 on Verizon. I love that phone. I see you do a lot of videos, and I see a lot of I see you do a lot of videos and straight talking to the wireless, thinking about joining. Do you like their service? Yeah, no complaints with straight talking to the wireless. My biggest, I mean, see, a lot of times people sit there and they'll go into place and they'll be like, well, they kept my service off. But see, everybody's thinking, well, it costs this much per month. It's not true. They don't go per month, they go per 30 days. So there's times that the due date will fluctuate because of the days of the month, because it's not due every month, it's due every 30 days. So there's that, which is not much of not just keep a check of your due date and you'll be fine. Customer service, they've gotten a bit better, but they're still not the greatest on the market. But other than that, I got no complaints about Straight Talk or Total Wireless. I've had Total Wireless for over a year now. I have had no issue with them unless Verizon has an outage. If Verizon has an outage, of course, it's going to affect Total Wireless and Straight Talk. The other day, data wasn't working. It wasn't Total Wireless's fault. It was because Verizon had an outage. So it affects it if Verizon has a problem. But I have no problem with Straight Talk or Total Wireless. And I also had a K10 Royal as well. TSB. I had one of them. I had a K10 as well. The Nextel Motorola's were like the iPhones today. Yes. If you had the i870 or the i875 that had that little push button open, when you pushed it, the flip open by itself, oh man, you was styling. That gold color, that big front display. You'd be sitting there, phone would ring, you just click, the flip would fly open, and you just talk on the phone. Oh man, I still have that phone. I still have it right now in the charger somewhere, but the battery is not in there. The battery's missing, so I can't. Yeah, it kind of sucks. You can use a Total Wireless SIM in any track phone or straight talk device, or the other way around. Yes, you can do that, but you're taking a risk. You're taking a gamble. I do it my own self. I use my Total Wireless SIM card and a lot of phones, but they can potentially terminate your service if it somehow shows up in the computer and it shows that the SIM card is not in the registered device that it was originally set up on. They can cut you just like that. The same way with hotspot. If you use hotspot on Straight Talk or Total Wireless, even though it has it available, you can activate it and you can use it. You might get by months, but they can terminate your service whenever they want to because it is against their terms and conditions. I have in box the Nextel 1000 plus flip way before boost. Oh, okay. Have you ever used Simple Mobile? Once. I used Simple Mobile one time, gave my review on it. And Simple Mobile is just like anything else. I've actually heard people say they get better signal. I don't know how they get better signal with Simple Mobile than with Metro. Don't know how. They're on the T-Mobile network. That's just what I've heard. But yeah, Simple Mobile is part of the Track Phone family, and so the experience is going to be about the same. Simple Mobile, Simple Mobile, Family Mobile, both work on the T-Mobile network. And Straight Talk Total Wireless on the Verizon network for the most part. I love Cricket Wireless, have 5 lines, the best. Okay, cool. I've heard a lot of compliments on Visibles. People like Visible. It's probably okay. It just makes me kind of really wonder how long they can utilize Verizon's towers at full speeds with unlimited hotspot at 5 megabits per second for only $40 a month. I just don't know how long they'll be able to do that. Because I mean, and that's unlimited service. So it makes me kind of wonder how long they're going to be able to do that at that price. Apple really needs to add micro SD support in their iOS devices, mainly the iPad. It would be really nice to have SD card support, but Apple is so tied down. Apple is so restricted. You can't even add music. I mean, like if you was to upload a song to your drive on Google Drive, and you have Google Drive on your iPhone, and you download that same song on your iPhone, it won't play anywhere. It won't play nowhere. Everything has to be done through iTunes or whatever. Um, or you got to download from iTunes. I don't like that. That's what I like more about Android is it's so much more open. It's so much more freedom than iOS. Apple will never do that. They love money too much. Yeah, for real. But Android is so much more free and so much more open. You got so much more you can do. So much more. Customization is almost endless on an Android phone, while iPhone is very restrictive, and you can't do anything on an iPhone. That's what sucks about iOS. I like iOS. I like using iPhones. They're easy to use. They're simple. Their ecosystem. They're very well optimized, and it's kind of like Windows Phone. Back in the back like on the Lumia phones. I mean, you could have a weaker processor with hardly no RAM, and the phone ran perfect. Kind of like that with iOS. You can have a little bit of RAM and a little bit of RAM goes a long way in an iPhone, but they're just so restrictive. I don't. I'm having a hard time talking now. It's getting late, and I've been talking too much. I don't like the fact that Visible doesn't do customer service on the phone. Yeah, see that's the thing. I don't like the restrictions. Yeah, me neither. It would be nice if you was able to like load music, you know, without having to use iTunes or download it, stuff like that, and having to. Yeah, I don't like that either at all. Did you ever buy phones from Radio Shack? Yes, I did. I bought a lot of phones from Radio Shack. I was at Radio Shack about twice a week. I love Android devices because of the freedom, easy unlockable, custom ROMs. Exactly. Has Google ever made editing software to compete against iMovie or Final Cut? Well, I've never used Final Cut. I use iMovie all the time because 90% of my videos, I would say 95% of my videos that I do on my channel are from an iPhone 6S or an iPhone SE. The other 5% might get done from an Android phone of some sort, the LG V20 or the Pixel 3 AXL. Um, I I currently pay for Power Director. Power Director seems to do a very good job. It can be a bit it can get a little complicated at times, but once you learn it, it's easy, and it's not very expensive. It costs five. I think it's $5 a month, or you can pay 3 months for $10. And that's what I've been doing, paying 3 months, $10 for 3 months of subscription, and it's got a lot of stuff, a lot of features in Power Director. I mean, a lot. iMovie on an iPhone, you have very limited nothing. You can't. I mean, on an iMovie on an iPhone, you can't really insert pictures anywhere. You can't like have your original video playing and insert a video or insert pictures. You, I mean, nothing. But like Power Director, you can do stuff like that. Visible is cheap because you're beta testing Verizon's LTE only network plus no stores or customer service. Yeah, Visible won't be $40 forever. No. I bought my first cell phone from Radio Shack. GTE was the carrier. Wow. Dang. Coverage was 4 counties. Outside of that was Roman. Oh my goodness. My first carrier was Alltel. Alltel was the deal. Verizon is what Verizon is today because of Alltel. If Verizon hadn't bought out Alltel back in the middle 2000s, Verizon probably wouldn't be where they are today because Alltel had service everywhere. And they took 85%, and Verizon took 85% of that, and AT&T got 15% of it. That's why Verizon is as good as they are today. I'll still say that. I don't care what I'll argue with anybody about it. Verizon is what they are today because of Alltel. Everybody had Alltel. Everybody I knew had Alltel because Alltel had the best coverage of air. Verizon wasn't worth the crap. AT&T wasn't hitting on much. T-Mobile, what was T-Mobile? Were they even around then? I don't know. Then you had a lot of the Alltel was the best. And like I said, if Alltel would have never sold out and Verizon would have never bought Alltel, Verizon wouldn't be as good. In my opinion, they wouldn't be as good as they are now. T-Mobile was called Voice Stream. All right, Breeze Comics. Thank you for joining in. You have a great night. I'm going to be jumping off here before long myself because I know it's getting late. I don't know how late it is because I have completely. My phone is showing 8:34 a.m. It's not 8:34 a.m. My friend had Alltel. He was mad because they wouldn't let him keep his grandfather plan if he got a new phone. A lot of carriers won't let you. That's how a lot of carriers. That's how most carriers were. If you got a new phone or new anything, your grandfather plan was gone. It's 2:11 Eastern. Okay. Thank you, Shay Kennedy. Honestly, I keep my phones. I keep the clocks on my phones and stuff. My car stereo or my car's clock that is set this whatever time. I don't really set clocks. I'm just kind of like, well, whatever. It's 11:11 for you. Resale value. So you must be over there on the West Coast. 11:11 Western. Man, early over yonder. Late over here. That's kind of one part that makes me want to move to the Pacific because even though, you know, I mean, it's still technically Wednesday in the West Coast, but it's Thursday here, and we're in the same country. Well, at the end of the year, we'll be in 2020, and the Central Time will still be in 2019. You know, um, it's weird. It just sounds weird, But just for that reason, I kind of, if I had my choice, I probably would move in the Pacific, but I can't, so I ain't. Watching sports must be awesome in the West Coast. All the games start early and end when you go to bed. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes, especially like college basketball, sometimes it don't start to like 10:30 Eastern time. Sometimes it ain't over to like 12:30, 1 o'clock. On the other hand, sometimes it's good but it varies. I mean, I guess it'd be something to you guys to get used to. If you lived your whole life in California, Oregon, Washington, and you moved to Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, it would be a completely different thing for you, just like it would be for me living here my whole life and then moving to Washington. It would be a completely different thing. It'd be completely different. It would just be so weird for a while. Um, Breakfast and college basketball. Yeah, but yeah, for sure. I'm surprised this phone ain't overheated yet. I'm really surprised it's not overheated on me yet. It did glitch. It did glitch one time. I seen where it glitched one time, but let me see if it's still. Oh, it's getting hot now. It's getting a little bit toasty back here now. My LED's getting dimmer. I can tell it's getting dimmer. I can look through here and tell it's getting dimmer. But any final questions before I get off this stream for tonight? It's getting late and everything. I know it's still fairly early over on the West Coast, before midnight, but it's getting, by the time I get off the stream, and get everything took down and fire up the car and get home, it's gonna be pushing, quarter to three. Um, Myself. So, all right. Good night. Let's take 47. Thank you for joining in, man. Um, who you think will have the best 5G? I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, overall, Verizon has the best coverage. They got the largest LTE network and the best coverage overall. That's why a lot of truckers, stuff like that, you don't see them with T-Mobile. Most of them have Verizon. Um, and so I got if I had my say, I would say Verizon, but I really don't know. You have a good night too, Loretta Martin. Good. You have a good night, Jasmine Brown. Thank you for joining in. David B. Good night. Thank you for joining. So I guess on that note, I'm going to jump off of here. You have a blessed night as well, Shay Kennedy. Thank you all for joining in. The donations, the likes, good conversation tonight. Walt Earl, thank you for joining in as well. You have a great night. Good night, resale value. Thank you for joining. My friend has Sprint and has no coverage at all. Yeah, it depends on where you're at. Depends on where you're at. But good night to you as well, Memphis. So yeah, thank y'all for joining. If you ain't subscribed, please do so. Hit that bell for notifications for future videos. I got some coming up. So Wade County, good night. Thank you for joining in. And on that note, I'm out. Good night, and we'll talk to y'all later.